Welcome, Sens Talk.
Russell winds in, feeds it back across the track, and scores! Brady Tkachuk makes it 2-0. Claude Giroux, in alone, scores!
Tim Stützle across, Tkachuk score! The captain, Brady Tkachuk, buries it with 1:18 to go.
See you later. Go, Sens, go. Welcome to Sens Talk. My name is Brandon and I am your host. Welcome to season number 11 of Sens Talk. I can't believe it. We're in the second decade of Sens Talk. And my goodness, I am so happy to be here with you as the Ottawa Senators kick off the 2023-2024 regular season tonight against the Carolina Hurricanes in Raleigh, North Carolina. A big game tonight, of course. A lot of expectations and a lot of change here in Ottawa. A new owner, new players, so many new things. But the same old happened today. We'll get into that at the end of the video. Here are some updates before we get into the game recap. Firstly, SensTalk.ca 2.0 is now out and officially launched. Go to SensTalk.ca for a brand new experience. I'm so excited with how the website turned out. Shout out once again to Orion Taylor, our lead graphic designer, for helping design that. It's absolutely incredible. I highly encourage you to check out our new website, SensTalk.ca. Check it out right now. Now let's get into the game recap. So for tonight and its lineup for the Ottawa Senators, no Josh Norris. Day-to-day, not on the long-term injury reserve. Elliot Friedman before the game today mentioned that the Sens don't expect Josh Norris to play at the very least until next week. That's when they would hope for him to get into a game, but they don't want to put him on the long-term injured reserve either. So it's a bit of a weird spot for the Ottawa Senators here. However, it's encouraging to see that they're not looking to put him on the LTIR. So hopefully he'll be back sometime next week. Of course, he did not play tonight as well. Shane Pinto, he remains unsigned. He did not play tonight as well. It's a massive failure from Pierre Dorion, to be honest with you. I don't want to dampen the mood, but it's a big failure by the Senator general manager for the cap dilemma he's found himself in, now having no room to sign Shane Pinto. It's an absolute massive mistake by the GM, and hopefully they correct that wrong very soon. Zach McEwen as well did not play in tonight's game. He did not travel with the team either with an injury. He might be back Saturday against his former team, the Philadelphia Flyers. So because of all this, the Sens are rolling tonight with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen due to the cap constraints. By the way, Vladimir Tarasenko is on a third line there with Dominic Kubalik and Rourke Chartier. I wanted to point that out because I found it really interesting that DJ Smith was looking to balance his lines with 2 key centers out of the lineup. So that's why you have Tarasenko, the Tarasenko show, on that third line with Dominic Kubalik and Rourke Chartier. And we'll talk about Chartier later. He looked very, very good. Now, the starting netminders for tonight's game was Joonas Korpisalo for the Ottawa Senators and Freddie Andersen for the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, Freddie Andersen in his career against the Ottawa Senators has a below 900 save percentage, so it looked like it would be a good, opportunity here for Ottawa to start off the season properly. And right away, 3 minutes into the first period of play, they're doing just that. It's Artem Zub with a point shot from the point, of course, from the blue line. It deflects off Matthew Joseph and in. And ladies and gentlemen, the Sens are cooking. It's 1-0 Ottawa as Matthew Joseph has his first even strength goal since April 2022. The Senators lead 1-0 as Matthew Joseph, by the way, Joseph last year had 3 goals, all shorthanded or on the power play. 2 shorthanded, 1 on the power play. It's absolutely insane. It's been over a year since he scored an even strength goal. He does so here. It's 1-0 Senators. What a start early on in this game. A few minutes later, though, Ottawa, and they had a lot of neutral zone issues today. A lot of end-to-end passes or zone-to-zone passes for Carolina today. Here's another opportunity. Korpisalo stops the breakaway, but for some reason, somehow, Chabot is called for a hook, and Carolina's awarded a penalty shot. Luckily, Korpisalo thwarts off the penalty shot, and we go to the first period intermission, up by 1. It's 1-0 Senators. This is where things would sort of start to get a little crazy as we enter the second period of play. 4 minutes in, Jake Sanderson and Travis Hamonic are caught up on the top of the hash mark. Bunting, the new acquisition for the Carolina Hurricanes, is left alone down low, and of course he beats Joonas Korpisalo on the power play. They even things up at 1 apiece. Hamonic needs to drop back, especially with Joseph already having the middleman covered. That being said, Ottawa would continue to stay alive in that second period of play. Just like last year, the Carolina Hurricanes dominated the second period of play. And when I say last year, Ottawa, as many of you I'm sure watching this know, had massive issues last year in the second period of play. and those issues continue today. Now, it's only game one. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not even upset about the result of today's game. It's frankly just great to have hockey back. We have 81 more games to go. There's plenty more time to freak out. We are far too early in the year to freak out for sure. But very unencouraging second period there for Ottawa. Once again, they just kind of let go after a strong first period, and then with a couple minutes left in the second period of play, Carolina would capitalize on those mistakes as Teravainen opens up a one-time shot past Korpisalo to make it 2-1. As Jacob Chychrun has an offensive turnover, it goes the other way, and Carolina capitalizes on that. Mark Kastelik, not the greatest game for him. A couple of careless mistakes, whether it was a penalty or a defensive miscue here. A bad game for him, and Carolina goes into the second period intermission up by a goal now. It's 2-1. And the Carolina Hurricanes, by the way, are 20-0-1 after leading past 2 periods of play at home. So they're 20-0-1 at home when leading after 40 minutes of play. Not encouraging whatsoever, and then things only get worse from there. 20 seconds into the third period of play, Jordan Staal, he extends the lead for Carolina. It's 3-1 now. A careless turnover from Tom Chabot. We'll talk about this in the game notes, but Chabot and Chychrun did not look good tonight, and the Carolina Hurricanes strike. It's 3-1. But 5 minutes later, 6 minutes in, Matthew Joseph, another Matthew Joseph moment. He looked fantastic tonight, and he's only raising his trade value. He either really wants to be traded out of Ottawa or really wants to stay in Ottawa, because what a performance tonight by Matthew Joseph. He blocks a shot, goes on a 2-on-1, drags the defender towards him, leaving Parker Kelly all alone, who snipes it to make it a 3-2 game off the shorthanded goal as Parker Kelly with his first in 30 games. Ottawa is only down by 1. It's a 3-2 game. And then a minute later, less than a minute later actually, Timmy Superstar, Timmy Stu, ties the game 3-3 35 seconds later with a massive celly, and Tim Stützle with his first goal of the season evens things up at 3 apiece. And suddenly, after being dominated for 25 to 30 minutes, the Ottawa Senators, oh my goodness, the cardiac Sens tie it. It's 3-3, and Ottawa suddenly has a bunch of life. But that's where the life ends. 2.5 minutes later, Tim Stützle turnover, ironically enough, and that's Martinique stealing it from him. Jesper Fast from behind the net. By the way, I love Jesper Fast. I really wanted Ottawa to sign him in free agency, and this is why. Behind the net, he sends a pass to the point. Shea slams it home, and the Carolina Hurricanes retake the lead. It's 4-3. Joonas Korpisalo, who's been fantastic up to this point, don't get me wrong, probably wants that one back. He has to let the puck hit his blocker. He wants to reach with his glove. It's a rookie mistake for a guy like in Timbits, so he knows that he needs to do better there, and I'm sure he will moving forward. But unfortunately, Carolina retakes the lead. It's 4-3. And then 3 minutes later, from bad to worse, it's now 5-3 Carolina. Slavin roofs one past Korpisalo, posted in shorthanded. As the Carolina Hurricanes are going to win this one 5-3. Ottawa put in a valiant effort in terms of making it a game in the latter half of the third period of play. They really pushed there, and they made a remarkable comeback. 2 goals in 35 seconds that really showed some life. But of course, the Carolina Hurricanes, they were playing with 11 forwards as well, but 7 defensemen. They have a lot of great defensemen. So I'm not going to blame, Ottawa being shorthanded. They had 11 forwards and 6 defensemen tonight as the reason we lost. But the defensive errors, once again, were all over the place for Ottawa, which resulted in those last couple of goals for sure. And Korpisalo can only bail out this team for so much. I mean, Korpisalo made 37 saves tonight. A couple of rough ones at the end, sure, but I mean, without him, Ottawa was out of this game in that second period of play. So I'm not going to blame Korpisalo whatsoever, because he allowed a couple of bad goals. That happens when you're getting absolutely hemmed in for nearly half of a game. On top of that, look, defensively, Ottawa just wasn't good enough. Jacob Chychrun and Tom Chabot have to be better. I know it's just the first game. I'm not going to overreact, but I know they're a new, partner as well. It's the first time they've played a regular season game with one another. Chabot's on his offside. I understand that. They're going to look uncomfortable, and there's going to be some rust. But I do hope over the coming weeks we see some improvement from that, a defensive pairing, because tonight they were noticeably uncomfortable and at times outright terrible. A couple goals were direct results of that pairing. And when Tom Chabot's making $8 million and Jacob Chychrun just under $5 million, but these are 2 defensemen making $13 million, highly established and esteemed around the National Hockey League, they have to do better. So a rough performance by both of them. Now a very good performance from Matthew Joseph and Parker Kelly. Combined between the two, there was 4 points. Matthew Joseph specifically was flying. He was easily the best player on the ice tonight. And I really am impressed by Matty Joe. I mean, scoring the first goal of the season for the Ottawa Senators. But that block shot leading to that shorthanded goal to Parker Kelly, of course. I mean, he was all over the ice from beginning to end. Very impressed by him. And he's really going to make it tough here for Pierre Dorion, who's going to be probably forced to trade him due to the cap constraint he's put himself in. Now, besides that, I will see you all in the next one as Ottawa plays against the Philadelphia Flyers in the home opener. I'll see you all there. Let me know if you're going to be there, of course, in the comment section down below. I'd love to meet you guys. But yeah, I'm so excited that hockey's back and that the home opener is just a few days away. It is a tough loss. There's 81 games to go. And really, overall, the bottom 6 contributed. The goaltending looked overall pretty solid. And the top guys looked good at parts. So there is still a work in progress here. Of course, is game 1. Still a lot to go in the season and a lot of developing from some of the guys on this team that needs to be done. They are clearly still rusty. Some of them, like Shabbat, for example. But that comes with time. So I'm not worried whatsoever. You shouldn't be either. And I will see you all again on Saturday when Ottawa takes on the Philadelphia Flyers in a home opener Saturday matinee. The beers will be flowing, my friends. I promise you that. That's going to be a fun one. So yeah, I'll see you all then. Make sure to comment below. Let me know what you think about this game. And of course, let me know if you're going to be at the home opener on Saturday. Besides that, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all soon. Go Sens, go.